Welcome, Namaste. We are working on backbends, different shapes. Our journey into wheel pose, Urdhva Dhaunurasana. We need blocks, we need chairs, strap, everything as always to support our journey. So you can stop and choose wherever you need to stop, and we will start from a downward facing dog. Take a slightly longer stance. Take your feet outer hip width apart. And then lift the underside of your arms. Bend your knees, take your sit bones back. And try to bring your heart, your forehead, towards the floor, stretching your shoulders. Increasing the thoracic extension. That's what we need in our journey to really open that mid-thoracic spine. You can grab the edges of your mat if it helps, if your hands are sliding. Externally rotate your upper arm bones. Keep your armpits lifted, lifting your armpits towards the ceiling as you bring your breastbone down towards your mat. And then bend your knees down to the floor. Take your blocks. Now you're going to put the blocks on the highest height and put your elbows on top of your blocks. Now palms touching, take your knees further back and press down your elbows into the blocks. Stabilizing action. Take the shoulder blades away from your ears slightly and then release your head. Again, another thoracic extension, shoulder flexion. External rotation in your upper arm bones. If your knees come forward towards the blocks, we're going to stabilize this pose more. So this is the balance between stabilization and mobilization. You just have to find what's the right distance between your knees and your elbows. Chest moving towards the floor, opening side body, rib cage, and walk your knees a little bit in, forward, stabilize, and then come up. Slowly, again, hold the sides of your mat and downward facing dog. Bend your knees deeply. Externally rotate your upper arm bones and stretch. Stretch your shoulders. Lift your biceps, triceps, going towards your mat. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. So press through your hands as if you wanted to tear your mat in half. Lift up through your tailbone. Trying to touch the forehead down to the floor. And one more time, stretch with the blocks. Elbows on top of your blocks. Palms touching. You can put a chair as well. If you don't have blocks, you can rest your elbows on top of the seat of the chair. Again, explore, take your knees further back. Then bring your thumbs touching your spine, the back of your head. And breathe, lifting your armpits towards the ceiling. Stabilizing your shoulders. At the same time, stretching your shoulders.
So again, balance between those two. Squeeze your elbows in more. Press your elbows down into your blocks more. Forehead down towards the mat. Stretching latissimus dorsi, subscapularis. And then again, stabilize. Walk your knees forward and gently release.
And again, dog position.
Lift underside of your arms. Take your back ribs towards your front ribs to fill the back ribs more. And breathe into the back of your rib cage. Forehead down towards the floor. And then walk your feet forward. Uttanasana. Bring your hands to your hips, legs strong, and come up.
Now grab the chair. We're going to use this forward edge of the seat of the chair. And you can have the back of the chair there, and you can use it for what we're doing here. And come to squat in front of the chair. So there are different types of chair. You have to find the right one for your height that is working with your body the best way, the most safe way. Now find that ridge of the chair, crawl up, and reach your hands back. Just slowly externally rotate your upper arm bones and reach all the way back. And now keep your elbows in, walk your feet a little bit more forward, and just enjoy that ridge pressing into the back of your rib cage. And breathe. Big shoulder flexion. Such a great stretch here to open. Try to bring your sit bones down towards the mat. Just suspending your pelvis. Use your feet to control. Make sure your chair is stable. Draw your armpits in and back. That will help you to open your shoulders a little bit more. Corset your abdomen. Keep your core engaged. So we are mobilizing the thoracic spine again, the mid-spine. Trying to bring your sit bones down and back. So that's a very similar shape what we're going to do at the end of the class. You notice how the deep elbow flexion, external rotation in your upper arm bones, throat open, breastbone lift. Just creating that imprint. And then very slowly release. And please sit seat of the chair. Close your eyes. Deep back bend. And continuing, please take the chair out to the side. And we start with sun salutations. Throwing a few back bends into the warm-up sequence. Please stand with your feet hip width apart, standing in Tadasana. Firm the muscles of your legs. Legs are straight. Engage your core muscles. Lengthen your tailbone. Lift your pubic bone. Roll your shoulders back. Gazing forward. Make sure your blocks are in front of you to modify your half forward bend if you need to. Let's start. Inhale, Urdhva Dhaunurasana. Reach your arms over your head and touch your palms above your head. Exhale, bow forwards into Uttanasana. Place your hands on your blocks, the highest height of your blocks or medium height. Want to keep the spine straight. Elbows straight, legs straight. Exhale, step back to your plank position. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, drop your knees. Bend your elbows and lower down to modified Chaturanga Dandasana. Lengthen your tailbone, corset your abdomen, push through your hands, shoulders back. So we need upper body strength as well to sustain our upward wheel. I'm going to stay here extra few breaths to build upper body strength. The full pose, remember, is legs straight. Then drop down to your belly, curl up. First back bend is your cobra pose. Elbows in, grip your mat, spread your fingers wide apart and pull your hands back towards your feet as you weave your breastbone, your heart forward. Lift your chest and chin. Now hold that position and try to lift your hands inch off the mat. It's more about your thoracic spine. Using the muscles, spinal muscles. Come up a little bit higher, shoulders back, external rotation in your upper arm bones. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here to stretch your spine, to stretch your legs, press your thighs back, pull your kneecaps up, ground your heels down, push through your hands more. Connect with your breath, lengthen, deepen your breath. Look forward, exhale, hop or step your feet forward, ending up at the front of your mat, fingertips on your blocks, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach your arms up, touch your palms gently above your head, Urdhva Dhaunurasana. Exhale, bring your palms down to Tadasana. Building a couple of more poses. Inhale, arms up, look up, touch your palms. Exhale, bow forward into Uttanasana, forward bend. Lengthen halfway. Our elbows straight, legs straight, spine straight. Exhale, step back. Bend your elbows straight to Chaturanga. Now the full pose. Legs straight, extend back through your heels, push through your hands more. Shoulders back. Bring your front ribs in more and fill the back ribs more. Engage your core. And then drop down to your belly. Prepare for locust position. Extend your arms back. Turn your palms facing the ceiling and press your palms towards the ceiling. So lift your shoulders. Gazing down into your mat, back of your neck is long. Slide your shoulders away from your ears, shoulder depression, and lift your legs. Spread your toes, lift your arms, lift your legs. Holding this position, 3 breaths. Relax, breathe into your belly, pubic bone is pressing down. So engage your abdomen muscles. Then clasp your hands behind your lower spine and adding a shoulder stretch. Stay another 3 breaths. Lengthen, deepen your breaths. Slide your shoulders down, away from your ears, arms towards the ceiling. Release back to Cobra Pose. Place your hands flat, roll your shoulders back and come up to your Cobra position. Exhale, back to Downward Facing Dog. And stretch your spine. Legs are straight, spine straight. Press your heels down and pull your heels back more to intensify your calf stretch. Look forward, inhale, exhale, hop, or step forward, lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow, full forward bend, Uttanasana. Reach your arms up, look up, Urdhva Dhaunurasana. Exhale, hands down to your heart, release back to Tadasana. One more round, inhale, reach your arms up, touch your palms, exhale, bow, forward bend. Uttanasana, lengthen halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back again. Bend your elbows. Chaturanga, hold 5 breaths. Keep pressing through your hands to resist gravity. Lift your waist more, lengthen your tailbone. Breathing. And again, lower down. Now, and catch your ankles. Bow pose, Dhaunurasana. First thing to do is roll your shoulders back, slowly rotate your upper arm bones. Back of your neck is long, and inhale, and as you exhale, kick your legs up and back. Lift your knees higher, keep your knees hip width apart. Press your pubic bone down and engage your abdomen muscles. Bow. Keep that same arm position. Release your ankles and come back to your Locust Pose. Clasp your hands behind you, opposite thumb on top. And add another shoulder stretch. The focus is on opening shoulders mobility, as well as deepening thoracic extension. Lower your feet, bring your palms next to your rib cage, come up to your Cobra Pose. You can do Cobra Pose or go to your upward facing dog. Pull your hands back, externally rotate your upper arm bones, take your heart forward and up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Keep your breath again long, deep, slow. Inhale, exhale fully. Ujjayi breath, inhale deeply.
Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, look forward, bend your knees, and light hop or walk your feet forward. Lengthen through your spine, legs straight, elbows straight. Exhale, bow. Bow forward, bend. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Dhaunurasana. Exhale, hands down to your hips. Take 5 breaths in Tadasana, mountain pose. Great, let's come back to downward facing dog again. We did our warm-up. Now we're going to drill into the body again. We're going to work a little bit on opening the hip flexors. Take your right leg up behind you. Square your hips down more towards the floor. Bend your right knee. Lift your right knee away from the floor. And bring your right heel down towards your right sitting bone. So engage your hamstring muscles here. Hamstring curl. Try to kick your right buttock with your right heel. So gravity is giving you some resistance and you work against gravity. And bring your right knee towards your nose. And step your foot in between your hands. Bring your left knee to the floor. You can place your blanket underneath your left knee if it's more comfortable for you. And lift yourself up to kneeling. Firm your inner thighs. Lift your lower belly up. Stretch your arms up. Keep the spine more neutral the first round. And bend your right knee more. Point your back foot and go a little bit deeper into that hip flexor release on your left side. Lift your lower belly up. Extend your back hip more by bending your front knee and extending your spine straight up more. Draw your front ribs in, corset your abdomen more, lift your pelvic floor muscles. And transition again to downward facing dog. And again, extend your left leg, this time, second side. Square your hips. Bend your left knee. And kick your left buttock with your left heel. Keep on squeezing that left heel closer towards your left sitting bone. Lift your left knee higher. And again, lift your left knee a little bit more. Right leg is straight if you can. Push through your hands more. And then bring your knee to your nose. And step your foot in between your hands. Lower your right knee to the floor. You can pad your right knee and come up to kneeling.
Stretch your arms up. Bring your triceps more towards your cheeks, so external rotation in your upper arm bones. Bring your front rib points in more to engage your core more, lengthen your tailbone more, lift your pubic bone. Point your back foot to deepen back leg extension. Take your left outer hip back more, take your right outer hip forward more. Hug your inner thighs towards the midline more to gain a greater stability. Engage inner muscles of your legs. Bend your front knee more. And extend Adho Mukha Svanasana again. Sit bones hip width apart. Stretch your spine. And again, lift your right leg, bend your right knee, hamstring curl. Lift your right knee higher, and then bring your right knee to your nose and step all the way forward. Lower your left knee down, and then come back to the same form you were in, arms up. We're going to add in the second round a deeper spinal extension. Bring your back ribs more towards your front ribs, adding back bend. Keep pulling your front hip points in more, hugging your thighs in towards the midline. And catch your left wrist with your right hand. And pull your hands back a little bit more. Lean more to the right. And then bend your elbows and place your hands on your hips. Keep that same deep back bend. Your hands are giving you a little bit more support, stability here, and lift your breastbone. Shoulders back. Spine long. And then come back to your down dog. Switch second leg, left leg up, bend your left knee. Left heel towards your left sit bone, lift your left knee a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, and bring your left knee to your nose. And step your left leg forward, ground your right heel down. And then come up upright, bend your front knee more. Keep your back foot pointed. It's a bit deeper release in your hip flexor. And extend your arms up. Allow the spine to extend more. Extend your lumbar, thoracic and cervical spine. And hold your right wrist with your left hand and side bend to the left. Just a gentle flexion to the side, targeting the psoas major muscle, adding that side bending. Pull your hands back more. And then bend your elbows, place your hands on your outer hips and curl up more. Shoulders back, deepen back bend. Keep your chin tuck gentle. And then again, step back to downward facing dog.
And come to kneeling, Ustrasana, camel pose.
Place your hands on your hips. Keep your knees hip-width apart. And then make sure you firm your inner thighs. You can actually grab block and place your block between your inner thighs. Squeezing to the midline. Gain a greater stability. Then place your hands on your hips and back bend. Thoracic extension. Stabilize your neck muscles. Slight chin tuck. And bring your right hand to your right heel. And bring your left hand to your left heel. You can even extend the external rotation by turning your palms out. Bringing your thumbs outside of your heels and fingers inside of your heels. And lift more. Stretch the front of your abdomen. Squeeze the block more. Press your knees down and come up. Place your hands on your hips. Just allow a few breaths. Breathe deeply. And again, second round. Hands on your hips. Shoulders back. Curl up. Tailbone down towards your knees. And start your back bend. Corset your abdomen more. Lift your pelvic floor muscles more. Back of your neck is long. And now left hand go first to your left heel. Take your right hand to your right heel. Again, externally rotate your upper arm bones, adding deeper shoulder mobility. And place your hands on your hips. Sit back on your heels. Virasana. Remove the block. You feel that stimulating effect of back bending, energy rising, the heat rising. Transition through downward facing dog. And walk your feet forward. Uttanasana, forward bend. Place your hands on your hips, shoulders back. Use your core to come up. Now we're going to use the strap loop. Make sure your strap is in this shoulder width position. Now take your elbows inside of that loop behind you and place your hands on your hips first, standing in Tadasana, elbows bent, and find first back bend here. Legs are super strong, placing your heels into your mat. Lift your chest, lift your sternum. Think about chest lifting towards the ceiling. And then extend your arms. Turn your palms out. Urdhva Dhaunurasana, standing back bend. Play how far back you can go. So the further you go back, the more you need to commit into your leg power. Your legs are holding you. And then come back. Take a few breaths. Now, without the strap, touch your hands to your hamstrings. The same shape, just sliding slowly your heels down as you explore your back bend. And go back, go back. Trying to go towards your knees. And then come back. Tadasana. One more. Shoulder stretch. Clasp your hands behind you and just add a shoulder stretch. Lift your heart. Legs are straight, strong, and go back. Keep your chin tucked. Back of your neck is long. Lift your breastbone up towards your chin. And enough.
Bow forward.
Forward bend. Release your spine. Spinal flexion now. Remember, you can always bend your knees to go deeper into the hip release. Release your lower spine, chin in, back of your neck is long.
And then come to kneeling, back to Virasana, camel pose.
Going again deeper into Virasana. Place your hands on your hips, roll your shoulders back. Like you did in the standing back bends. Start sliding your hands down your buttocks, down your hamstrings. Press your hands into your hamstrings, firm the hamstring muscles more, and lean back. Explore how far down you can go and how far back you can go. So you lift your heart more. Same time, you go further down and back, back and down. Continuing stabilizing the spine. And then sit back on your heels. And come back again to camel pose. We're going to add our arm position, same arm position that we have in upward wheel. So bend your elbows and bring your elbows in. Turn your palms facing the ceiling. Deep elbow flexion. And then clasp your hands behind your skull. And open. Open. Explore the back bend. Lengthen your tailbone more. Lift through your elbows more. Shoulders away from your ears, down. Elbows stay shoulder width apart. Keep that action. And separate your hands and turn your palms up. And come back. Body quiet, mind quiet. Enjoy.
And take a reset to bow forward into child pose. Neutralize your spine by bowing forward, releasing your lower spine. Ground your sit bones down into your heels more. Now lie all the way down on your back. Bend your knees, place your feet hip width apart and arms over your head. Bend your elbows. So your index fingers more parallel to the long edge of your mat. Spread your fingers wide apart, grip your mat. And lift your pelvis first. Do that hamstring curl action, pulling your heels towards your glutes. And lift your heart more. Pull your shoulder blades back more. And come up on the top of your head. Walk your hands in more. Shoulders back again. Elbows in. And push up to Urdhva Dhaunurasana. First round. Push down more. Corset your abdomen. Turn your triceps towards your cheeks. Biceps back. And lift your heels. Leften your tailbone towards your heels. Get that hamstring curl action again. Pull your heels towards your glutes. And then lower your heels back down. Slowly come down. Rest for a minute. So the first round is like saying hello to your Urdhva Dhaunurasana. Just take a moment to rest and enjoy heat. Let's do it again. Place your hands over your shoulders. Press the mat of your big toe down. Spread your toes. And lift your pelvis. Keep that hamstring curl action, pulling your heel towards your shoulder. Lift your heart more, come up on your head. Lift your heart more, shoulders back, elbow stays in, and press up to Urdhva. Pull your feet towards your hands more. Lengthen your tailbone. Lift through your breastbone. Push through your hands more. Claw with your fingers. Push through your feet, push through your hands. Exhale. Slowly come down.
Now, please roll to your side. And to deepen this experience for yourself, you can work on a back drop. That's the next level up, where you build yourself into a deeper spinal extension. So stand facing the back, facing your wall behind you. Maybe bring your hands to your hips and push down through your feet. Tuck your tailbone down and start with your back bend. Touch your hamstring with your hands and slide down. Lean back and spot the wall. See the wall behind you and touch the wall behind you. Bend your knees a little bit deeper and then come back. Right? So just touch the wall and then come back. Touch the wall and come back. Again, one more time. Micro bend in your knees, strong legs, lengthen your tailbone. And see the wall behind you. Left hand, right hand back. And then come back. So first your right side and your left side, exploring that trust, how far back you can go and how long you can stay in that back bend. Now we can do the same kneeling. So we use the kneeling position because it's a little bit closer down towards the floor, so it feels a little bit safer. And again, same journey. Hands on your hips, shoulders back. Hands on your hamstrings. And see the wall behind you. And then touch. So you do need to first establish a greater flexibility, mobility in your shoulders in order to have that experience. If you are still at the beginning of your journey, it might feel really difficult. Just more advanced option for those of you who want to explore the next level up, which is your back drop from standing. Great, let's go one more step further. Stand a little bit wider with your feet and hands down, new hamstrings. Then go back. Go back. Stretch your arms, touch the wall, and then walk down. All the way down to the floor. And then come back. Take a moment to stabilize. You can do as many times as you want, up and down, touching the wall and then touching the floor, right at the corner between the floor and the wall. Training yourself into that deep back bend shape. Take a moment just to find your stability. The back bends will really teach you how to apply that self-effort, engagement, keep the stability as you explore space and mobility. It's a very interesting dialogue between those two. So I'm going to come up a little bit further forward, the second round. and then go back. Take your heart towards the wall, more towards the wall, and more towards the wall. And then come back. And let's take a few breaths to cool down. Child position. Breathe into the back body, breathe into your hips. Take your sit bones back and down towards your heels more. And come up, cross your legs, sit down in Sukhasana. Sit on the block or pillow. And lift up through your spine. Engage your core muscles. And twist to the right. Pull your left ribs towards your right ribs. Use your abdominal muscles first to twist. Then add your arms into it. Left hand outside of your knee. Right hand behind you. And twist more. Inhale, lengthen more through your spine. Exhale, twist deeper. And then as you exhale, release. Come back to your cactus arms. Twist to the left. Use your core. Take your right waist forward, left waist back. And corset your abdomen. Engage your core muscles. Twist. Turn your head to the left. Then go as deep as you can and use your right hand to deepen the twist. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Deepen more. And release. Change the cross of your legs. Now walk your hands forward and bow forward. Release your spine, forearms. And hands back. Slowly sit up. And lie down on your back, please. And take just one block with you. And lift your pelvis. Place your block underneath your pelvis. Just towards your tailbone, where your sacrum is. And just to release your pelvis into the block. Releasing the weight of your upper legs. Take your feet a little bit wider apart and bring your inner knees touching. Turn your arms into Virasana position, palms up. Soften your eyes. Start your conscious relaxation, activating your parasympathetic nervous system, slowing down. Release your tension, all the effort you put into this practice. And then lift your pelvis just enough to remove the block and lower your sacrum back down to your mat. Take one leg at a time and slowly straighten both legs. Any adjustments side to side. Practice relaxation. Soften your skin. Soften through layers of muscles. Release your bones. Let's practice conscious relaxation. Release of Virasana pose. You're welcome to stay here as long as you want. Thank you for your practice.
Namaste.